is the interim president at Henry Ford Jackson Hospital and chief operating officer of Henry Ford Health Central Market, Emily Moorhead. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and congratulations on your new position in the leadership post for a few months. How's it going?
It is going well because it is all about the team, and we have just such an amazing team there, both from the frontline staff all the way up to the executive team. So we haven't missed a beat.
So it's National Hospital Week, and what a team you have, large team. What are you doing to celebrate the team this week?
Oh my goodness, we are so excited. You know, it's easy to take healthcare for advantage until you need it, right? Mm-hmm. So this is really our time to celebrate what everybody does every single day. So we have a really fun activity going on where we are taking pictures of everybody that works there that would like to have a picture taken, that is, and they're going to be holding a heart up, and there is going to be a small picture that's printed out, and it will go on a larger heart mosaic. So when you look back, it will just look like a giant heart, but as you get close, you'll actually see the pictures of the healthcare workers that make up that heart mosaic. Yeah, and then of course, you know, there's always snacks.
Oh yeah.
So we have to have snacks. So there will be lots of treats that will be given out to staff, not only in the hospital proper, but we have all of our clinics as well as our home care and hospice divisions as well. So we make sure that that entire continuum is celebrated.
Yeah, as some of the public has not experienced the full brunt of the pandemic, the hospital staff sees it a little bit differently, so it is important to make sure that we still continue to honor those people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I know we're all anxious to get back to some sort of normal. I know we still have cases every day, and I think one of the things you're most distressed about is the limited access to the cafeteria at the hospital.
I do like the cafeteria there. I really do.
Well, I'm happy to hear that, because we actually have been really focused on bringing natural type foods, and we have an executive chef who really is looking at making different kinds of options, different ethnicities. So we're excited about the cafeteria as well. It's not your typical hospital food.
It's not. We my brother had a baby, and when was that baby born?
6
but
months
anyways,
ago.
it was enjoyable hanging out in the cafeteria. I enjoyed that.
I love it too. We have some congratulations for you today, Emily. This morning, Cranes is reporting that Michigan hospitals rank 5th in the nation for hospital safety. The Leapfrog hospital safety grades are out this morning, and Henry Ford Jackson Hospital is one of 10 hospitals in the state of Michigan that have received A's since 2019.
That's pretty good.
It is amazing. I've worked at many different hospitals in my career, and I will tell you, to get to that A level is very, very difficult. So, it really is a testament to the hard work of all of our healthcare workers.
So what does it mean? What is, grading for safety? What are they looking at?
Oh, there is all kinds of different measures that they're looking at, everything from hospital-acquired infections to surgical site infections to infection control processes. So there's an entire algorithm that they look at in about 5 or 6 different categories. So it's actually very rigorous and again, very difficult to get that A rating.
Yeah, well, congratulations.
Thank you. It's really a testament to the team there. I couldn't be more fortunate to work with such a blessed team.
We had Cortland Katayan on, Dr. Katayan on yesterday, and he said, yes, we're still in the pandemic. We had, I think 2 weeks ago, there was 1 2-hour period where there was no COVID in the hospital.
And we celebrated for those 2 hours. Yes.
Yeah.
The numbers are creeping up, unfortunately. Now the fortunate thing is that we're also seeing a little bit less acuity. So that just shows that the virus is doing what it's supposed to do and getting a little less acute as it continues to spread and we get to that herd immunity. But I think we have the processes in place, and we're all kind of been living with this for so long that on a dime we can just kind of click it on and keep on going.
Are there some things that you've learned procedure-wise over the last couple of years that are going to kind of continue to be the norm in healthcare?
I definitely see a movement to upstream care. We need to get away from this being a sick care system to a well care system, and getting to more preventative, making sure that people are getting their screenings. I will say we are seeing later stage cancers and later stage disease states coming into the hospital. And it's probably because of that delay in care during COVID, but it is so important for people to get into their PCP, their primary care offices, make sure that they're getting those screenings done so that we can get to prevention instead of the treatment of the disease.
You're right. It seems like it's all reactionary, right? If something happens, then you go in, wait till the last second. But that preventative is so important, preventative health, and we are seeing a lot more of that, and seeing it with the younger kids at your primary care physician. So it's amazing how things change and progress.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah, for I think so many months people were afraid to go to the emergency room because of their fear of COVID and putting off elective surgeries, and so is there a lot of catching up that you're having to do now?
Absolutely. There's backlogs on procedures, especially those that were not emergent, that are now becoming more urgent and emergent. As well as just that delay in care, making sure that people are able to get in. Yeah.
Staffing's been challenging as well, and I think the first cohort of nurses from the Philippines will be arriving at Henry Ford Health this summer. Is that going to help with here in Jackson?
Yes, actually, the system originally was going to be focusing on other hospitals, but they have actually increased our need. So we'll actually be the second hospital to receive those international nurses, which is going to be just a huge blessing. It's difficult to recruit right now with the nursing shortage, so we're just very thankful that help is on the way, and our staff deserve it.
And did you hear today that there's a new president of the Philippines?
I did not.
Yes, they just had an election.
Oh, I hadn't heard that either.
It's breaking all kinds of news
It's
this
breaking
morning.
news. Ferdinand Marcos's son actually won the election.
Really?
Yes. Imelda Marcos, she's still alive
Really?
and collecting shoes, and her son is now going to be the next president of the Philippines. Amazing.
Interesting.
So, and it's, so corruption returns to the Philippines.
Crazy.
So where are these nurses going to stay that come to Jackson?
Yeah, we have an entire onboarding
Yeah.
as well as just a community engagement activities that will be set up for them so that they will have each other as a network, and then they'll be paired with mentors as well so that they can be assimilated into not only the community but the environment that they'll be working in.
That'll be exciting. It'll be,
Hopefully they'll stay.
Yeah, hopefully so. It's a great
Usually they
community.
do.
Yeah, it's a great community to be welcomed in, and I'm sure they will be. We are going to take a quick break, and we will find out what is happening next at Henry Ford Hospital.
You need a plumber? From leak repairs to new construction. Grimes Plumbing Company, licensed and insured, proudly serves the Jackson area with fast, reliable service. No hot water? Drains clogged? Call Grimes Plumbing today, proudly serving Jackson County.
Improving the air quality in your home isn't a luxury, it's improving your family's lives. Our staff do each job carefully, completely, and with great attention paid to you, the homeowner. We take care to leave each home better than we found it, and when you take your first breath after one of our cleanings, I'm sure you'll agree. We can help keep your home cleaner and your air safer by scheduling a cleaning today. Ducks, we're your indoor air professionals.
Witness the difference at Jackson Catholic Schools with a guided informational tour for you and your child. Learn firsthand about our schools, programs, and curriculum. Enrollment for the 2022-2023 school year is now open. Find out for yourself what makes Jackson Catholic Schools special and witness the difference.
At Consumers Energy, we believe change is preparing for the worst by putting to work the very best. Change is improving by replacing utility poles and redesigning our substations. Change is commitment to upgrading 1,000 miles of our energy grid every year. And change is confidence, the confidence of knowing when it comes to keeping the lights on, we're always on. Consumers Energy, a force for you, a force of change.
Welcome back to the morning show. We are with Emily Moorhead, who is the interim president at Henry Ford Jackson Hospital, and exciting times ahead. We've seen a lot of the rebranding over the few years. Things are all coming together, and we have a great health system right here in Jackson. What's the future look like?
You know, I think that it's really about expanding outside of just Jackson County. The counties surrounding us are really quite rural, and making sure that we can bring affordable health care to those local communities is really a focus. I think one of the benefits to COVID is that it really allowed us to leverage technology and embrace that. So whether it's technology, whether it's in-home services, we're really looking at how we can bring more specialized care to those rural communities. Yeah.
The hospital looks different. Also during COVID, you unveiled a new entrance. Unfortunately, we can't go. But it's beautiful. It's amazing how that's opened up, and it looks like a big city hospital now.
Oh, and it's wonderful. There's a lot of natural light that comes in. I love walking down there and seeing people taking their breaks and family members able to congregate down there. Our new pharmacy, our new gift shop is just a wonderful place to actually mingle and have a reprieve from being in the patient's rooms or in the surgical waiting rooms.
Yeah, I think, when people are considering where to live or where they want to live, quality health care is at the top of the list. It really is. You've traveled around. Talk about why it is so important to have quality health care be a huge part of the community.
It's really about creating a healthy community, and you can't have that without having those access points. Both from a hospital perspective when you need it most, right? But then also that preventative care that I was talking about, and making sure that those access points are available, affordable, and efficient, so that people aren't spending their entire day at the doctor's office.
I think people look at, when they're relocating or deciding where they're going to live, and how far away is the hospital, and what kind of quality is that hospital. Particularly as we get older, that's a concern.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. My parents recently moved to a very small town in northern Michigan, and that was my first question to them is, the hospital is 45 minutes away.
Right.
And they're like, oh, we're not going to need that. Well, you might, yes, yeah. So it's an important aspect to create a healthy community.
Right, Lassiter III announced last week that he was moving on to a bigger position at a huge company in Chicago in healthcare. Somewhat of a surprise, maybe, but not. You weren't that surprised.
Well, I think that it was a surprise to us all. But he has been here for 8 years, and he is just such a wonderful person, a really strong leader. What's not a surprise is that, he's on to bigger things and will make a broader impact. He's also the chair of the American Hospital Association. He was just introduced into that role about a month ago. So I think that he's going to continue to make that impact in healthcare as a whole. And I think that will benefit us still from a from an ancillary perspective.
Let me ask you a little bit of advice to younger people. The pandemic maybe has changed the perception on working in healthcare. You before, during, and continuing. Talk about jobs in healthcare and why people should still consider those.
Well, I will tell you the big elephant in the room is the fact that baby boomers are hitting 65 at 10,000 a day.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, it is that. So there will always be jobs in healthcare is my point. And it's such a rewarding career. I mean, it's really more than just a job. The way the team comes together, their dedication to one another, the dedication to the community and their patients, it's a fulfilling career. It's not just a job, and there will always be a need, and it's in all areas. It's not just being a nurse or a doctor. There's so many new creative, innovative careers that are coming, from strategy to legal to all of the support structures, food, executive chefs, right? I mean, that's a new thing in healthcare today. So it's an exciting time to be in healthcare, and to really help us innovate and think about the future.
And you were looking at me when you said baby boomers are hitting 65.
I was looking at you too. I was like, yeah, that's right about right.
I mean,
yeah.
it's amazing. I mean, I was at an Earth, Wind, and Fire concert over the weekend, and it looked like a hospital waiting room.
Well, you were there, right?
It's like, this is your demographic. But I mean, we're here. And
Where was the concert?
It was at Soaring Eagle.
Well, there you go.
Well, I'd never been to a concert there, but I would go far to see Earth, Wind, and Fire, and it was a great show. It was
I can
amazing.
imagine.
I'm sure it
Yeah,
was.
I've heard they put on a good show.
They do, and they had three original members still with
Really?
the band.
That's
50
cool.
years, and they performed like it was their first year of it. It's
Good.
amazing.
Awesome. Glad you had a good time.
Yeah, it was fun, and we're all, we survived. It wasn't dangerous. It
Well, that's
wasn't a
good. I'm glad to hear it
dangerous
wasn't dangerous.
Well, our baby boomers they don't want to be in the hospital,
Right.
right? And they are living healthier, longer lives. So really thinking about what are those services that we can bring to people to keep them healthy,
Right.
and keep them out of the hospital is what our goal.
So during National Hospital Week, I know you share messages with your team, but is there something publicly you want to say to all of the members of your team?
I would. The team is just so wonderful, and thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart and the heart of our community and our patients. What you do each and every day, whether that's caring for those in need to boosting each other up, the dedication and the determination of our team is humbling and such an honor to work with you all. And the only other thing that I'll mention for those that are patients, family members, to please be kind to healthcare workers. It's been a tough 2 years, and they continue to show up and do what they do every single day, and we're all doing our best. So thank you for your support.
Yeah, I agree. I think we've come to a new appreciation
For sure.
of people working in healthcare. And really, you think about all the frontliners during this pandemic, how important they are to our everyday life. And yeah, we do need to treat them with kindness, respect, and appreciation.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
The COO of the Central Market of Henry Ford Health and interim president of Henry Ford Jackson Hospital, Emily Moorhead. We've got more on today's show. Janelle Merritt is standing by from American One Credit Union and joins us next.